Hey friends, welcome back to the Clarity to CEO podcast. My name's Philippa and I'm really glad you're here. Now, over the last 2 episodes of this series, we've been building something intentionally. We've talked about why inconsistency happens and how it's not about discipline, it's about decisions and systems. Then we talked about tools and how they should support our processes, not complicate it and make it harder. Now today, we're putting it all together because if you've ever said, I just need a system that I can actually follow every week, this episode is exactly that. Before we dive in, let me connect this back to the bigger picture. If you're ready to stop figuring this out on your own and actually build a system that works for your business, that's exactly what we're going to be doing inside the Strategic Marketing Mastermind. And the best way to experience this is to first attend the free Strategic Marketing Campus Workshop. You're going to leave with a clear message, a focused direction, and a 90-day plan that you can actually execute. From there, you'll know if you're ready to go deeper with support and accountability inside the full mastermind. And also, When Clarity Leads, my new book, is officially dropping very soon. When you grab your copy, you're going to also get access to my companion course. That's the CEO Shift. This is where I'm going to walk you through how to apply these systems in real time. All right, let's get today's content about building your weekly flows. Not your monthly flows, but your weekly flows. Ladies understand. All right, first thing I want to talk about is that having a weekly flow is going to help remove the guesswork and protect your energy. This really matters so much. As you know, your energy, your time, your focus is key to running your business. If every week you find yourself asking, what should I post? When should I create it? And even what matters right now? You're starting from ground zero every single time, and starting from there is exhausting. That's why finding a consistency feels so hard. Not because you don't know what to do, but because you have to figure it out again and again and again every week. A workflow solves all of that. A workflow is simply a repeatable sequence of steps that you could follow every week to execute this task. Having one removes the guesswork, it reduces decision fatigue, and most importantly, it protects your energy. So instead of constantly thinking, you begin to execute with confidence. Next, you have to understand that your workflow should match your real life, not an ideal schedule that somebody else gave you. Now, this is where most people go wrong because they build a workflow based off of what sounded good, what that they heard on a podcast or watched a video or read an article, and not what's actually realistic to them. So what it looks like is, okay, I'm going to create content every morning. I'll post daily. I'll engage for an hour every day. But your actual life includes your client work, your family responsibilities, unexpected things that are coming up, energy that fluctuate. Women, you hear me, our moods, our hormones are fluctuating. We are not going to be at the same energy level every single day, and that's out of our control. That's not something that we can predict. So that perfect plan begins to fall apart quickly. And then you think the problem is you, and it's not you. The problem is just that you didn't have a workflow that matched your capacity. So here's what you should do instead is design a workflow around your time, the time you actually have, the energy you realistically have, and the pace you can sustain for 90 days. Because consistency is not about intensity, it's about sustainability. Next thing you want to think about is having a simple weekly workflow that you can follow. Let me walk you through a structure that you can easily and actually use. You don't need anything complicated. You just need something clear and repeatable. So step 1 in this process is idea, review, and selection. At the beginning of the week or the month, whatever your flow looks like, let's focus on a week. At the beginning of the week, you review your content ideas. That's that list, that idea bank that you created. Take a look at that list. Choose 2 to 3 topics to focus on for that week and align those topics with your current offer or focus. The key is that you're deciding in advance what matters that week. You're not leaving it to the moment. The next step is your content planning. You're going to map out what each piece of content is going to do. You're not just picking topics, you're deciding the role for each post. For example, one post might build awareness, another post might deepen trust, and another post might lead to an invitation. It doesn't matter what the topic is, it's what that post is doing. This is where your content starts to become strategic instead of just random post. Step 3 is that content creation. hopefully we've gotten into some batching. Now, when you move into that content creation, batching is such a powerful way to make and simplify your content. Instead of creating one piece at a time throughout the week, you sit down for a focused block of time, create multiple pieces at once, and stay in the same mental space. This reduces the start-stop energy that can drain you, and it helps you stay consistent even when your week gets super busy. Step 4 is that publishing. Once your content is created, you either schedule it or post it into your planning times. And the key here is that publishing is not chaotic, it's chaotic. It's part of your system. You already know what's going on and what's going out and when. And then the last step in this process is engage and follow up. Engagement is key. You create a small window when you post stuff. It's not a matter of just getting the content out. That's just the first step. You need to make sure that you are engaging with that content. So respond to comments, reply to messages, start conversations. This step is often overlooked, but it's where the most of the visibility actually turns into relationships. And relationships, especially for our service providers, leads to revenue. All right, those steps may sound very familiar to what we talked about last week about creating those systems. That is a great system that's going to help you stay focused every week and give you a repeatable system that is easy to execute once you have the system in place. Now, the fourth thing you want to think about is your workflow. That should be anchored to your business goals. Now let's look deeper. Your workflow is not just about staying consistent. It's also about being connected to your goals, be it revenue goals, growth goals, whatever your business is trying to achieve. You need to tie in your workflows to help you reach your goals. This means your content topics should reflect what you're selling. Your messaging should address real client problems, and your call to actions should lead somewhere. If your workflow is disconnected from your offers, it will feel just like busy work. But when it's connected, it becomes part of your sales system. This is something I talk about in my book, When Clarity Leads, how your content should not exist separately from your business strategy. It should support it. The fifth thing you want to think about today is that your goal is to create a rhythm, not perfection. This is something that's the most important thing that's going to help our mental state when it comes to creating content for your business. Your workflow does not need to be perfect. You will miss days. You will need to adjust timing. You're going to change your approach sometimes. And you're going to learn what works and what doesn't. That's all part of the process. What matters is that you return to your system. You refine your system, making it work for you at each stage of your business. Because consistency is built through rhythms, and rhythm is what creates momentum. So what you need to do is find that rhythm that works for that season. And as your business shifts and you grow, you may find that you need to shift that rhythm to match the growth. Right? If you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or inconsistent, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you don't have the system that supports you yet. Once you build that system, and more importantly, once you start using it, everything begins to feel lighter. Not easier, but clearer and lighter. And when clarity leads, execution follows. Now, if you're ready to build a workflow like this into your business with real support and accountability, come join me at the free Strategic Marketing Canvas Workshop. This is your entry point into the Strategic Marketing Mastermind, and that's where we'll turn this into something you actually implement every week. And don't forget, When Clarity Leads, my new book is dropping very soon. When you grab a copy, you're also going to get access to the CEO Shift. That's my 4-part course to help you apply this in real time. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to balance batching your content with real life. Because let's be honest, that's where things get tested. Until then, keep leading with clarity and keep shining, and I will see you next week.